What's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and give Mike a call. There it is. That's loud, huh? Shoo!
The number you have reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Oh my god. What? This number is disconnected or no longer in service. We're just gonna try it again.
What is up, sucker?
You're alive.
I'm alive, dude. I'm here.
This is my second time calling you.
Nuh-uh.
The first time, dude, the first time, it stopped the call and said that this number is disconnected or no longer available in like the creepiest fucking voice. I shit you not.
Spooky, dude.
It's super spooky. Yeah. You know what else is spooky?
That is spooky.
You know what else is spooky is when I'm talking to you on the phone and your phone, the signal jump cuts to your dad. Your dad's phone.
Yes, that is spooky. Yes, that is damn spooky when my dad just
Did you ask him about that?
Yes, I did.
What the fuck happened?
And he says he has no idea. He said that 1 minute the radio was on, next minute he hears like this little voice on the radio, and he thought it was me. He thought like maybe I called or like he butt dialed me or something, but lo and behold, dude, it was you.
What the fuck?
He cut into our call somehow, dude. Spookiness, man. It's a scary world out there, brother.
Oh.
It is a scary world out there, man. So, yeah. Crazy.
Let's get in. Well, actually, I was gonna say before we get into it, how are you doing?
Dude,
You.
Good.
You go. You.
You go first. No, man. I don't know. My life's pretty good, man. I mean, I'm still kicking it hard. I'm home, like my actual home, not like my Holiday Inn or Comfort Inn or fucking Ramada Inn or bullshit home. Like I'm actually at my home, which is pretty cool, which is pretty awesome. Having some homemade soup tonight. Since we can't go to restaurants, my great wife learned how to make zuppa toscana, like the Olive Garden soup.
Bless you.
That's the Gesundheit. That's the soup they have at it's at Olive Garden. It's like a cream-based soup, it has sausage in it and potatoes in it. Dude, it's great. It's fucking delicious. Nice. So I'm gonna have that and some baguettes. Fucking put on my
the fuck did you just call me?
Put on my French hat. Ho ho. Is that what the French sound like, dude? I don't know what the French sound like.
Yeah, and they smoke fags.
Yes, they do. I think that's all of Europe, is it? Is that all of Europe?
Probably.
Do they say that anymore? I feel like they don't. I feel like they're like...
Do you think they feel a little weird saying it now?
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah.
Wouldn't you always feel weird by saying, let's smoke a fag?
I guess not before... Like, fag was a sexual slur or a racial... I think it's not a racial slur. It's a sexual slur. Before that, then no, probably not. But afterwards, yeah, I mean... That's
fair.
Because, I mean, that slur's been around for a while. So, right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's, the French, they do their own thing. They're in their own little fucking country, and they have their tower, and they have foods, and...
but you know what? Thank God for them, because that's why you had the food you had tonight.
I think it's Italian, actually. pretty sure zuppa toscana is Italian. It comes from the Olive Garden. I like that. Pasta, I think, is like the most unauthentic Italian food. Still Italian food, but the most unauthentic Italian food that there is. Yeah.
Are they wearing? Oh wait, yeah, you didn't have Olive Garden. Your wife made it, right?
Right, she made it. Yeah, she went hard and like.
Because you can get Olive Garden to go.
Yeah, but dude, it's just not the same as sitting in that little booth with the fake Italian. So
wait a second. Are you a fan of sitting in Olive Garden?
I will sit in, dude. Endless soup, salad, breadsticks. Yes, bring it on, dude. You load me up. I don't even need pasta. You just keep bringing that soup, salad, breadstick. That's what we always used to do.
I'm fine with that. I just can't stand the inside of an Olive Garden. It's so
terrible.
Fucking boring.
It is. It's great, dude. It's fantastic.
I hate
My favorite
it.
part is they bring the cheese thing and they grate it right in front of your eyeballs. Dude.
Yeah, and you might as well watch that because there's no fucking TV around with the game on.
And I don't tell them when to stop. I never say stop, dude. They just keep grinding that cheese, and they just keep looking at me, dude. And you can see, like, the sweat come down their brow when the cheese is up about as high as the fucking, it's just like, it's like a game of chicken, dude. Like, I'm just, like, sitting there crazy-eyed looking at them, dude, looking at the bowl, looking at them, and they're just grating the cheese. And, like, they slow down to, like, a crawl of grating the cheese. They're like, please just say stop grating the cheese. Like, they just want me to, and I won't, dude. I won't. I want them to cut me off, dude. I want them to say no more cheese.
Has that happened?
No. Usually my wife is like, "Don't you fucking stop! Just stop this! Stop this madness!" Usually my wife butts in and it's like, you know what I mean? She like tells them to stop for me. So yeah, it's great, dude. It's embarrassing for her, I'm sure, but it's
amazing.
Great. It's great. How'd your life go, man?
I had a very, very, very busy weekend. And
yeah,
I've recuperated, and
which is good.
And yeah, today was good, you know.
That's good.
And
good, man.
Tonight's great, and I'm sitting in my car looking at my the front flower beds here. We got flowers in there now, and all's looking good. How's the rubber mulch for you?
Well, dude, I gotta say it was nice. It was rubber. It had a similar consistency to mulch. Like if you were far enough away from it, it looked like regular mulch.
Exactly.
Which is cool. Like it's not until you get up on it that you realize it's a bunch of cut up tires that you just paid an absorbent amount of money for.
Yeah, but like, did you stand on it?
Yeah, it feels kind of like, you ever been on AstroTurf?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's what it reminds me of as AstroTurf.
It's a beautiful
thing. That's what it
thing.
reminds me of, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice. It's nice for the feet. I will say that. It's nice for the feet.
Were you able to get a weed blocker down?
No. We decided to go against. I know. We decided to go against the weed blocker. That was an executive decision by Pops. You know, and Pop still has to call the shots. I mean, you got to let him. At this point, he's getting old, and he still wants to have that alpha male thing going on. And, you know, it might be a bad decision, but I feel like he might not have many more shots to call. Who knows? You know, like, let him call the shots now. I'm going to have years left to call the shots, dude. So I'll just let him kind of call the shots, the man things around the house at this point. Like,
so when his shot calling days are done and he goes into the afterlife, do you think that he will come back to haunt you?
Yes, I 100% believe that, and I'll tell you why I 100% believe that, because I know that you probably know this, but I'm sure everyone else doesn't know this. My dad was, and I guess, no, not currently is, but was, a ghost hunter, as a matter of fact. He literally went out.
So fucking fascinating, and I'm glad that this is how we're starting it.
and he actually for a short time worked, and I'm not going to say which one, but worked for, like, it's the electrical guy for a television series about ghost hunting. Like, he set up all the mics and did all that shit, like all the background, like behind the scenes stuff, and set up all the electrical equipment for like a ghost hunting show. So like, he's serious about it. He's legit. Like, we have haunted objects in our house. We have a haunted mirror in our house that he got from a site. Like, we have a whole bunch of shit. He was very into it. He's getting too old now to be like tromping around for like, 8 hours in the middle of the night and not sleeping for 3 days to do an
Say something.
He's getting too old for that, but dude, he in his heyday, dude, yeah, he hunted quite a few ghosts for sure.
Man,
so,
oh man.
I know, yeah. The guy has some spooky stories, some spooky EVPs.
EDPs?
Which, if you don't know, EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, which is when a ghostie talks to you through like a microphone.
Yeah, those are suspect. It's all suspect to me.
All right, so I think this is a good way to... this is actually kind of how I wanted to start this. So, obviously, if you guys haven't picked up on all the heavy cues we're dropping, we're talking about spooks tonight. Ghosts, phantoms, ghouls, all those motherfuckers. We're wrapping them up. Demons, poltergeist. We're getting them all tonight. We're hitting them all. We're hitting all these sons of bitches, dude. We're hitting them head on the only way that we know how. So, which is with not very good knowledge, not very good sources, and a complete non-understanding of anything that we're talking about. So I think that's the best way that we can approach this. But so before we start, I kind of wanted to get our personal opinions out there, and see if that maybe changes as the night goes on, because I have the way I wanted to do this was kind of weigh out both sides of things, like the scientific reasons why maybe ghosts don't exist, and also some of the proof, like what people consider hardest proof that ghosts do exist, and kind of go from there. And then we'll wrap things up with how to catch a ghost. We will tell you on this show, in your very home, with objects you have laying around, how you can catch a phantom.
God damn it. Yeah, but
like, your very own.
Yeah, but be careful, people. I'm not gonna buy into this shit either.
You're gonna catch a ghost.
Okay.
And we're gonna tell you how. All right. So, I feel like you come from a skeptical point of view.
I just I've been around creepy shit, but nothing has. There's nothing concrete to say that they're real. You know what I mean? I think people want it to be real more than they actually have ever experienced anything.
Oh my gosh, that was a text from the grave.
And we all heard it. It was loud as fuck.
Dude. It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. That's the old truck has to send those through. No, I'm there with you, man. I got this is one of the few times that I'm going to go into complete agreement with you right off the rip. I am pretty skeptical about ghosts. Now, I will say this. I think that there is too many experiences to discount, right? Something is obviously happening. I think people are having experiences.
It depends on what the experience is.
Sure, but there's a lot of unexplained experiences that I think there might be something to account for it. Do I think that it's your dead grandmother coming to push teapots around your house? No, I don't think it's your dead grandmother coming to push teapots around your house. Do I think it's a demon from hell that's coming to possess you? No, I don't think that, right? I have a hard time believing those things. Now, do I think it's much more likely that this is wrapped up into the whole, paranormal phenomena in general, like UFOs, unexplained creatures? I think it's much more likely, honestly, that this...
Explain experience, right?
There's a lot of things that you could have a ghostly experience. And I actually have a list of ghosts that we will break down, different types of ghostly experiences that you can have.
Oh, experiences or ghosts.
Ghosts. Ghouls. A list of ghouls.
Oh my God. Wonderful.
Yes. I do. It's going to be great. So
What a bunch
like I said,
of fucking losers. Your dad's a loser.
Dude, he's kind of a loser, yeah. Listen, I don't disagree with you, man, but I guess I'm going to come from I honestly thought I would be more skeptical than you about this, and it turns out that I'm less skeptical. Like, I do think that people are experiencing something. I think it's much more, dude, like, it's much more likely that they're experiencing some kind of, like, quantum phenomena that we can't see, like you know, possibly like, you know, our bubble universes rubbing up against each other occasionally, and it causes some of this weird shit that we see, you know, this unexplained events. But like I said, I don't think it's spirits from the grave coming back to do anything. I think it's much more likely that it's some science that we don't. I mean, there's a great quote that says magic is just science that we can't explain yet, right? Like, that's what magic
Correct.
is. I mean, like, if we were to go back in time,
I agree with
like,
that
and do some of the
100%.
things we can't. Right. So I think, like, there will be a day where these weird experiences we will be able to explain with, you know, like maybe quantum theory and like you know, some of the universal ideas of, like, you know, there being parallel universal bubble universes, and the ideas that we have literally, like, possibly tens of dimensions that we can't perceive with our human eyes and experience, you know, like, or like our other sensory input most of the time.
Yeah.
But is it possible that, like, occasionally, I mean, dude, we could literally have beings floating around us, and that we, like, science, like, says this, that we can't even see because they're different dimensions, right? Like, there's, like, the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Well, I guess the fourth dimension's time, but, like, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th dimensions. They go all the way up to, like, 17 fucking, like, almost proven dimensions, like, scientifically proven dimensions that we can't experience with, because we can only see things in basically 4 dimensions, right? Like, that's if we include time in 4 dimensions, is all we can experience. So I think that's much more likely than their spirits is floating around. But that's just my opinion, and we are going to get into, you know, the pros and cons of both of these. So let's start by, since we're going to be breaking down some ghouls, I think that we should talk about what kind of ghouls are out there to begin with.
What is
right?
the difference
Like,
between a ghost and a ghoul, or is there none? It's just the same thing. different name.
I think it's more of a racial slur. I think we've talked about this before. I don't know if we've... Yeah, it's more of a slur to call a ghost a ghoul or a spook.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll say it.
I think saying the other one is more of a racial slur for a black person.
A spook?
Yeah.
A spook is like a CIA operative, is what I think about when I hear the word spook. Like, you know, spooks are like the government spooks, like the CIA. Like, the Men in Black were spooks.
I've heard it both ways.
I have never heard a spook refer to a black person. Is that a real thing?
I've heard it both ways.
Really? Well, damn, dude, I'm being super racist. I didn't even know it. Like, I really thought spooks were just ghosts, dude, and wow. That's horrible. All right, so let's break down some types of ghosts real quick here. So we got the poltergeist, right? So poltergeists are noisy ghosts. They can manipulate the physical environment. They can open windows, drawers. They move chairs, push books off shelves, all that stuff that we see, turn lights on and off. So usually this is actually thought to be not necessarily like in the ghost world, it's not necessarily meant to be caused by a, like, spirit, as they say, more than an actual living person, like a psychic phenomenon from a living person. Mm-hmm. Usually related to females, historically, teenage females, which is kind of weird, but it is. So we got the poltergeist. Next one we have is the interactive personality. So these are the most common ghosts. These are the loved ones returning back to bring you comfort, convey something important, you know, tell you who killed them. This is like when you'll, like, smell perfume or cigarette smoke. They may make noise. It might speak to you.
What's it called?
And they retain the same. This is called an interactive personality.
Okay, cool.
So there you go. There's that one.
What was the first one?
Next one is poltergeist.
Poltergeist, that's right. Okay, poltergeist, interactive personality. Do they fuck?
This next one, The poultry. No, I know. I mean, dude, there's something with ghost sex, though, dude. A lot of people are being claimed that they're fucking ghosts.
Is that one of the 200 fetishes from the past episode?
I'm sure it's in there, dude. But yeah, people are all about banging ghosts, dude. Like, they love ghost sex. They love ghost sex. I mean, would you have sex with a ghost? Like, let's say you're not married.
That's a tough question there.
Like, let's say it's a hot ghost.
Well, I mean, it's still a tough question.
Big hangers.
and
ghostly hangers.
Right there. Big hangers that are, like, actually feather light, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to imagine what ghost sex is like.
Dude, it would be like banging in the water without having the annoying part of banging in water, which is everything about banging in water. Like, it's the worst experience ever. But if you could have that experience without having the water, that's ghost sex, dude. That is ghost sex right there.
Yeah, but, like, do you even...
They could spin around on it,
so
dude.
What,
they could just float up to the ceiling, drop down on your dick, dude. They could do all kinds of crazy stuff. They're ghosts.
Do you even feel it?
Yes, these people feel it.
Or do you just feel like a
little wispy, like...
Yeah.
You feel a Shakira... on your
Shakira?
Dick. Yes, a Shakira... on your dick. Yes, exactly. No, I mean, yeah, they say they experience it, dude. They experience, like, orgasms. It's mostly women getting banged by ghost dudes. It's not very often that dudes are banged by ghost women.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
All right, so the next one. This is my least favorite. This is one I think is the most bullshit of all of them. Orbs. So this is like the little light flecks that you see, like, people take a picture and there's, like, dust particles. They're like, look at all these orbs!
Yeah.
Look at all these fucking orbs! And I'm like, look at all these fucking, this dust.
Right.
Like, I don't like this one. I don't like this one, but apparently it's blue or white translucent balls of light that appear hovering over the ground. Orbs are the soul of a human or animal that is traveling from one place to another. They appear as circles because their shape makes it easier for them to get around.
What the fuck?
So there you go.
Why would they put a reasoning behind the shape? They didn't have to put... That's how I know they're full of shit.
They just roll around, dude. It's just...
boing, boing.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, so what if you saw an orb bouncing down the street and an interactive personality running after it? Wouldn't that just be called a boy running after his ball and no one would ever know the fucking difference that it was ever a ghost?
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, I don't think that happens. That's not a common occurrence. I don't think usually that's how it works, but I mean, yeah, dude, if you're going to go there, I guess I would feel the same way about it. All right, so next one's funnel ghosts. These are ghosts of loved ones returning, to visit. They most frequently appear in old historical buildings or inside of private homes. Funnel ghosts cause cold spots, and when they are visibly seen, they look like a swirling funnel. They can also be caught on photographs as a spiral of light. This one I like. This is probably my favorite one just because I think it's fucking awesome. Ectoplasm or ectomist.
I don't like this one at all.
So, dude, this is great. These ghosts appear several feet above the ground. They take the shape as a swirling mass of mist, either gray or white or black. They don't discriminate. They can move quickly.
Wait, did
or
you
they
say
can choose
mist?
to remain in one place.
It's just
they
mist?
can move quickly.
It's just fog?
It's mist. It's mist. Yeah, it's mist.
It's just fog.
It's mist. Yep. And apparently they usually appear in graveyards, battle sites, historical sites.
Oh, you don't say?
Nope, I do. So the next one is demonic possessed human entity. So this is when an evil spirit infiltrates a living person, controls their conscious energy.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, they're fucking demon possessed, dude.
Okay.
So that's not good. Not good. By the way, I'm getting all this from Thought Catalog just to kind of give credit where credit's due. Demons are the next one.
Very reputable site on the internet.
Extremely. I don't know about the most. I think we'll get to the most reputable site
the most
later
is
on.
Coming up.
But yeah,
you texted me.
It's coming
one.
up for sure. Yes. I sent you a couple references. I was trying to be professional this time about ghosts while we're talking about fucking bullshit.
My whole thing was just set up just to ask questions about your dad.
That was it. That was, the whole fucking
that was
thing,
my
dude.
whole
prep.
I
mean, it's like, how do I... Yeah. We should have had him on, dude. He would have been the great... Ghost 2 is just going to be an interview with my dad.
Call him.
Dude, Ghost 2 is going to be an interview with my fucking dad. I don't know how to three-way call somebody. We'll get him in next time, dude. We were going to get him in next time, for sure. So...
Maybe my phone will just pick him up eventually.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, for all we know, he's just going to get in on our call. Like, he's just going to pop in at any time, for all we know. So, who the fuck even know? All right, so demons, I mean, they're demons. They suck. Shadow people. So these are ghosts you see out of the corner of your eye, but as soon as you turn to look at them, they vanish. All right, so you can obviously know they're there. If you happen to see them face to face, you will notice an extremely dark void, a silhouette of a person. They could be wearing a hood or cloak. Dude, if I see a black cloaked fucking entity in my house, I'm gonna fucking shit bricks. I would shit fucking bricks. Dude, I would lose my ever-loving fucking mind. I would just think like, well, death has finally caught up to me.
I don't know what I do.
Reaper. He's come now, I guess.
Excuse me?
What are you doing here, dude? Next one's a crowd demon.
What does that mean?
Oh, dude. These are ghosts that are attracted to crowds. They only show up in locations where there's crowds of people.
I don't think that exists.
I'm not sure that it does. Oh, the next one's animal ghost.
What is that? Just an animal?
It's a ghost of it's a full body apparition. Animal ghosts are commonly heard rather than seen. They might scratch on the doors or walls.
Oh my
sounds,
God!
Spooky animals, dude. Inanimate ghosts. So these are ghosts that embody objects. So this is like the, doll, the train, the mirror, the whatever it is that the ghost decides to go into and kick it. Now, this next one I like. I think this is interesting.
Okay, so far, the one that I like the most is the funnel.
Yeah, the funnel ghost is just kicking it.
Yeah.
They're just swirling around.
Right. Well, and they're supposed to be like family members or something. So it's like, okay, that one, like, would be interesting. Right. Anyways.
This one I think is interesting just from like a weird scientific perspective. So the doppelganger. Are you familiar with the term doppelganger?
Yep.
So, yeah, this is, they say it as a ghost that mimics or looks like a living person. So, like, this is like traditionally this is like an evil version of you in the world. Now, I think this is interesting because, like, it's, pretty much been proven that there's only so much genetic code. Like, there's only so many ways that genes can be, like, arranged that, like, odds are there is someone who looks almost exactly like you out there somewhere in the world.
Sure.
Isn't that interesting?
Sure.
That there's someone that looks almost exactly like you somewhere. Wouldn't that be bizarre to run into someone that, like, looks almost exactly? I would kill them straight off the bat. Not ask any
I don't know
questions.
if I would. I honestly don't know if I would notice right away.
I would stab them directly in the throat and not say a word about it. And just, like, slowly lower them to the ground and just look around at all the people staring at me. Because I don't want them here. There's only room for one of me, dude, in this earth.
But I bet you your personalities are totally different.
I hope his personality likes getting stabbed in the throat, because that's what's going to happen if I meet my doppelganger.
All right, so go...
I feel like I incriminate myself so much, dude. If there's ever a dude that gets off that looks like me, I'm fucked. Okay, so lemurs.
Wait, you didn't even... What the fuck was the other ghost? Like, you didn't even really explain it. It just looks like you?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Doppelganger, yeah. Yeah, they look like you. They try to mimic you. They do bad things and blame it on you, kind of shit. Like, so like you go into the coffee store.
This version of a ghost was made up by drunk people, and they're like, yeah. It must have been a ghost me.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That was a guy who looked just like me.
God. Was it a?
He didn't pay the bar bill. That wasn't me at all. I would have never. I would have never done that.
Yeah, there's a ghost running around that looks just like me. It must have been him.
Just right.
Was it a Fear Before song that had something to do with doppelganger in the name?
I believe it was. It wasn't Fear Before. It was fuck. No, there was an album by a hardcore band, but it was Fall of Troy.
Was it Fall of Troy?
Yep, sure was. Yep, they had a whole album called Doppelganger.
Fall of Troy. Wow.
Yeah, those dudes could shred on some guitar. I'll tell you what. They could probably raise Satan with their guitar playing skills. That's how hard they shred. If memory serves me. Anyways, lemurs. So these are angry ghosts who wander. They're associated with darkness, doom, and misfortune. They are malevolent because they had their life cut short and did not have a proper burial, and they might not have family to mourn them.
Yep.
So, yeah. What? Come on, dude. Artificial ghosts? This is every ghost. These are ghosts created from storytellers. When a group of people get together and put a name to a ghost, their spiritual energies can manifest that ghost into creation.
That is so stupid.
Come on.
So stupid.
All right, dude. So there's the ghosts. That's we laid it out. That's them.
Ready for this?
Yeah, hit me with it. What'd you do to me? Is the doppelganger playing in the background?
Hell yeah!
Well, it sounds terrible, but but I think it did probably ignite the spirit of a ghost. So let's break down the. What do we want to go with? The skeptics first or the ghost believers first?
Let's just get the believers out of the way.
Okay, so you pull up, I sent you an article that says the most famous ghost photographs ever.
Oh, wonderful.
Go ahead and pull that up, because I want you to be looking at these images as I go through them, so we can kind of explain what we're seeing. So these are like the most popular, I guess, like proof, like photographic proof of ghosts that there are. All right, so let's hit this first one here. So,
which one? The main image?
Let's go down.
Or?
Yeah, let's go to the main image, because this is kind of a spooky picture, right? It's kind of spooky. I'm seeing like a church. Yeah, there's like a church altar here. It's just a picture like of a front of a church altar, but like off to the right-hand side, there's kind of a spooky, translucent figure with a spooky face. He looks like the guy from that movie Scream. He looks like Scream, the Scream guy. That's what his face looks like.
Kind of looks like Marilyn Manson.
Are you looking at the same fucking picture, dude? Because I'm seeing a cloaked dude that looks like a I guess he kind of does look like Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Marilyn Manson.
I mean, he's kind of a mix, but he's got a very long, like, mouth.
Yeah, I guess. It's smudged.
So, Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain that.
Oh, I guess
I guess you could. Was Photoshop around back then?
Photoshop?
Yeah, was that around back then, dude? I don't know.
mean, when is
All right,
what is back then? There's no date on this. It's fucking black and
Well, that's why
white,
we
and
gotta
the
go-
article was
we
in
gotta go to the next
2020. So yeah, there was
Go to the
fucking
next one.
Photoshop.
Go to the next one, you fucking asshole. William Mumbler, 1860s.
Yeah.
So this asshole is supposedly accredited with the first ghost image, but
No.
it was actually just a double exposure.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
It was a double exposure, and that actually started a big trend in the spirituality thing. Before people realized they could do that, there was a lot of people like
That
going
didn't
around
know
saying
they were
had
doing
pictures
that?
of ghosts that were double. No, they were just fucking cheating people out of, like, basically what ghost hunters do now is cheat people out of fucking money,
like your dad,
and saying that they found. Yeah, pretty much, dude. So the next one, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Me either.
Lord Comberber. And this is 1891. This is a picture of a library.
Yeah.
Apparently, it shows a picture of a figure sitting. Oh, I see him. I see the dude in the chair.
Yeah. Sure. Same. What of
Okay,
it?
so what do you think about this one?
I think that
This
they didn't
is
know how to use
not-
cameras. I think that shit
This
was
is not
still
a
burned
double-
into like the sensors or whatever would have been in a camera. Like things were still burned into it. So they went on when they went on to other pictures, like other artifacts from past pictures were still being burned onto their image. Like this is not anything.
And you think it just perfectly fit up that this dude was sitting in this chair?
Yeah, it's called fucking coincidence, dude.
All right, this next one is going to be kind of hard to explain, and I've actually heard of this one before. So this is the Goddard Squadron. So this was 1919. Days before, this dude so this is a picture of a bunch of sailors, right? Like all kind of like imagine you were getting your like class photo taken where everybody's sitting on the bleachers, right? Like that's kind of how this picture looks, and it's just like lines of people, like your baseball team or your football team, and everybody's on the bleacher. But this guy he's got a head circled, right? Like, and there's like kind of a face behind this guy. Yep. When this picture was taken, this gentleman who his face is kind of popping up, like it's kind of like a ghostly face. This dude had actually like died a few days before this picture was taken, and when they took this picture, it actually caused quite like an issue with like within their Air Force, because like people swore up and down that this face was of this dude. Like they're like, this is 100% this guy. This is actually one of the more popular ones. I've heard of this one before. So I want your opinion on this one, because this one was definitely not double. Like people have studied this picture. It was definitely not double exposure. Like this is like one of the hallmarks. Like people are like, this is proof here.
I don't think
like people have studied this and looked at it and say that it's not. This is a case of an actual ghoul.
I'd have to see the actual photo, because the large photo what they're showing, right, with
like the enlarged portion.
No, just the small, like the small dot, the small circle, like the small highlight around them in the photo of everyone, like that. Yeah, it's you fucked that whole photo. Like you should have circled it a different way, because now I don't believe you, because the face is blurred. There's no face behind him in that large in that photo.
Well, all that is just an enlarged version of that scene. That circle
but I don't,
wasn't on the original
I don't.
photo.
Well, right. So I don't believe you, and I need to see the original photo, because that's just dumb.
So let's say, because this is like I said, this has been studied. So let's say that picture is 100% like legit. Nobody's fucked with it. How do you explain that face? Because that's clearly a face, dude. Like this is one of those few where I'm like, I don't know, man. That's clearly a fucking face. Like it's hard to. I can't explain that as not being anything except a face. If this is like not doctored in any way, which people claim it's not.
Yeah, looks like a face.
Weird, right? Okay, we'll keep going. So this next one is from 1924. Basically, what we're looking at here is some goofy-looking ass faces that are popping out of basically the water.
Is that water?
I think this is this is a picture of the water. This is a picture of the water off the boat. I would say this is 100% coincidental. This is one of those ones where it's just the way the waves hit at the right time, the way the shadows were cast. This is just water.
What are the lines? I'm confused. How is this water?
Okay, so this picture was taken off of the boat. And then later they saw these faces in the water.
What do you mean?
Like they zoomed in. Okay, so dude's standing on the boat. He's taking a picture of like the side of the boat, but like off of the boat into the water.
I just don't see a boat. I don't see anything here. You know what I mean? Like that photo sucks.
Well, this is zoomed in. This is zoomed in.
Right, and they're not showing me the zoomed out version of it.
I'm just saying, I think that this one's bullshit. I don't like this one at all. I think those arrows are goofy as hell.
Right.
They're kind of crooked.
It's all fucked.
The whole thing's fucked.
Fuck all that. Yeah, get to this one.
The next one is the brown lady, and this is probably one of the most famous photos of a ghost. And this one is another one where they did a lot of people have like studied this picture and said that this is authentic. It's not been doctored in any way, shape, or form.
See, but again, I don't believe them.
What I'm seeing is a stair set, and what appears to be a very misty-looking lady standing on the stairs. I mean, it's definitely a strange mist or light. It does appear to have a face.
Right.
But we tend to pick out faces in kind of everything. Like, it's human nature to pick out. That's why you see faces in the clouds or shapes in the clouds or faces in the wood, right? Like, we just pick out faces. That's why there's so many, like, you know, grilled cheese Jesuses. Or, right. Like, we just pick out that form naturally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, kind of spooky, I guess. Weird, if nothing else. I don't know that this is, like, proof, like it says, but I mean, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
The next one is a baby, dude.
It is laughable.
It's a baby.
It is laughable.
So this one is from 1947. It's called Miss Andrews' Baby, or Mrs. Andrews' Baby. Basically what this is we're seeing a photograph of a graveyard, a couple of gravestones, and what appears to be a baby.
Not like appears to be, like they did a horrible job photoshopping the kid out of a different photo and then hardly used any sort of opacity on the kid to drop him in this photo.
Could they I guess they could do that in 1947, but...
Yeah, it's terribly done.
It is a baby, dude. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's look at this next one. Oh, my God, dude. Look at this thing. No, dude.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this one.
What the fuck is that? This is terrifying, dude.
This one is terrifying. This one, let's just...
Dude, I don't like... Dude, look at the shape of its head. It's like all twisted. I don't like this, dude. I don't like this. All right.
This says, this image taken at some point in the 1950s shows a small family sitting at a table. Two boys sit happily on their mother's laps, but a pretty terrifying and unexpected guest has also dropped in, hanging disturbingly from the rafters.
And I would say this is disturbingly. Yeah, there's two people sitting just around a table. They got little babies on their laps. And the only way I can describe this is like a dude. I mean, it's a dude with, like, fucked up hands, face like a black face. It looks like a white shirt.
Yeah.
Literally looks like he's falling from the fucking ceiling. Down onto these fucking people, dude, and they obviously don't notice, right? Like, they're not aware of this fucking ghoul. This is a ghoul. This is a fucking ghoul.
That's a ghoul,
right?
That's a ghoul.
That's a ghoul if I've ever seen one.
So here's my thing, though: is did these people ever see that guy?
No, they claim that they did not have any experience. This just showed up on the phone, which is like a common phenomenon. It's not seeing things, but like when you look at pictures, there's things there.
because the weird
And
thing...
there's some, like, bullshit pseudoscience behind why ghosts show up on pictures, but not in real... Like, there's some pseudoscience bullshit, like, reasoning for it, but I don't know what that is. My dad's tried to explain it to me as to why ghosts show up on photos, but not. Like, you might not always see them. It's, like, something to do with the spectrum, the light spectrum. They always say light spectrum.
Yeah, it's bullshit, yeah.
I don't know. I don't like this picture, though.
No, it's a freaky picture, but, I mean, it's not real.
I hope not, dude, because that's terrifying. All right, next one is the Corroboree Rock in 1959. This was taken in Australia.
Can you imagine if you were, like, doing your wedding photos, and the photographer's like, I cannot get a good picture. Like, you just keep having this, like, dead guy falling in front of every photo.
Yeah. I want to move away from this one, dude. I don't like that one. Go down to the next one.
I'm on it, but this one's so boring.
I don't want to think about that dude anymore, dude. He terrifies me. The guy coming out of the ceiling. I'm going to have nightmares about this dude fucking just falling on top of me from the ceiling, dude. That's scary shit. This is just a picture of outside, basically kind of like a translucent woman out in the woods, basically. Just in a little bit of a clearing, like white dress. Apparently nobody knows who she is, but she's popped up, and yeah, she's not super cool.
Oh, I like this one. Yeah, I like this one.
Yes.
I like this one.
All right, so we got a picture of a guy. This is from 1959. This is in an old car. Like, it's basically a picture of an old car, a guy sitting in the driver's seat. And then behind him, or behind her, because I guess this is a woman, there's her dead mother-in-law. But this does not look like a mother-in-law. This looks like a fucking CIA agent with fucking aviator glasses sitting in the back seat, right?
It definitely doesn't look like a mother. Well... I could...
Unless she has fucking aviators on.
No, see, I don't think
which is cool as fuck.
Aviators. I just don't know what that is. You know, just like a...
They look like a glare of the sunglasses to me.
I just think it's, yeah, another double exposure type of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think some people say it is. So this was the first one we looked at. This was in
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing on that one. Is they did a bad job because they didn't bother to show that window how they do in all the rest of the photo.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
All the rest of the photo you see through to the, like, to the other side, like outside of the car, through the windows. Right? Except right there where there would be a window. Yeah, it's bullshit.
So I want you right now to, because we're going to skip a couple here.
What about Newby Church? Did they explain this?
So this is the one that we were looking at first. Right. It looks like the screen face. So they say that this has been, no, it says that photo experts say it has not been double exposure. Some people say it has, some people say it's not. Because it does say, experts say it has not been double exposure. So, I don't know, dude. That's a fucking weird one. I want you to go down, though, to
the term photo expert is a crock of shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you know, you really gotta...
Where am I going?
What you're saying. So, I want you to go to Amityville Horror, because that is also terrifying. The Amityville Ghost, 1976.
So what's terrifying? The kid?
Yes. That is a ghost. This is from the Amityville house, which everybody kind of knows the story of the Amityville Horror. Like, it was based off of a true story where a family actually did kill themselves. But this is from Ed and Lorraine Warren, which are like they're the grade A actors in this whole, like, they're fucking big name people in this whole, that's like, what's those movies that were based off of their lives, dude? Not Inception. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
What? Oh, I was reading the whole thing.
Ed and Lorraine Warren, they have those movies based off of their life, and it's driving me crazy. I can't think about the name of the fucking movies. They're horror movies. There's a few of them that they've made now. They were like big horror movies that were made based off of like things that they investigated.
Just paranormal activity?
No. I'll think of it.
There's
Anyways,
also
we're
just the Amityville horror movies.
Yeah, there's a couple of movies that like came out in the past like 10 years, like that were just based around their life. Like they actually used their names. And anyways, we're looking at a picture of a staircase, a couple of doors, and there's a pretty clear image of a child peeking out of one of the doors, and he has pretty creepy eyeballs, I would say. And apparently this child was not in this picture. Like this child was not there. This is a picture of a ghost child, and it's pretty terrifying. Pretty ghostly eyeballs.
I don't think that's a scary kid, though.
So, I mean, there's quite a few other ones. I would say they're all pretty equally. I do like this one, and I have seen this one before. Last one we're going to look at. Go down to 1996, The Boot Hill Ghost. This is a pretty cool one. I've heard of this one before. Are you there?
Yep. What,
okay.
Just out in the field there?
Yes, this cowboy-looking motherfucker, right?
Stupid.
So there's this guy posing, right, as a cowboy. He has a gun and stuff. And then in the background, and he's out in the desert, in the background you can see a dude in a cowboy hat, just kind of half body, like half of his body is just kind of cut off. It's like shoulders and up, but this dude just chilling in a cowboy hat in the background, and it's pretty fucking awesome. Like, this is everything I want a ghost to be, is a cowboy ghost. You know what I mean?
Boy, oh boy.
So, and like I said, there's like a slew of other pictures that people claim show ghosts, and I mean, you know, they're all pretty much the same. They're just like kind of ghostly apparitions, I guess, kind of chilling in the background. But so that's pretty much like the hard-hitting, I guess, like the best photographic evidence, at least, of what ghouls can look like. So let's real quick, we're going to touch on some scientific reasons why people think ghosts do not exist. So we're going to hit the other side, like some explanations that science has actually put forth as to why ghosts do not exist. And this is from, it's called Quick and Dirty Tips, but I actually got this link from Scientific American. So like it's the person who wrote this is a doctor. They have a PhD, which means they're really smart.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what that means.
Okay, so here is some of the main reasons people do not like scientific reasons for ghosts. So low-frequency sound. So it says, just as we can only see light in a range of frequencies, we can only hear sounds in certain frequencies as well. Some sounds, like they say, like 20,000 hertz are too high-pitched for our ears to hear them. But we also have like the trouble hearing low frequency sounds, anything below 20 hertz. It's called infrasound. But it actually shows that this infrasound, specifically 17 hertz, when people exposed to this, they reported feeling uneasy or sorrowful, getting chills, and nervous feelings of revulsion or fear. And there's also people who like explain or like have like literally visual like hallucinations and like things in their visual field when they're exposed to sound like below 17 hertz. So there's one reason, sound. And I've actually heard this explained, like there was a famous case of, it was a story called The Ghost in the Machine, and it was this guy who like was a scientist in a lab, and the lab was supposedly haunted, and like he actually experienced things. And what he ended up finding out after doing some research was that one of the fans in like the building wasn't working right, like one of the big industrial fans, and it was actually creating that 17 hertz sound because of the way it was spinning, and they fixed the sound and all the phenomena went away. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. So also mold. Breathing in toxic mold can be bad for your respiratory system, but can also be bad for your brain. It can cause neurologic problems like delirium, dementia, or irrational fears. So So is it a coincidence that houses we suspect to be haunted also tend to be in disrepair and quite possibly full of toxic mold? Scientists have worked to draw a firm link between the presence of mold and reported ghost sightings, but so far the evidence is mostly anecdotal. Number 3 is carbon monoxide. So I think most people are pretty familiar with what carbon monoxide is, but they say that this can cause gas leaks, or carbon monoxide leaks can cause auditory hallucinations, a feeling of pressure on your chest, an unexplained feeling of dread. There was specifically a ghost story from the 1920s, like about a family that moved into a house, hear footsteps, see apparitions, feel malicious paranormal presences, and it just turned out to be carbon monoxide from a broken furnace.
Sounds about right. Fucking idiots.
The power of suggestion. So studies suggest that we are more likely to believe in a paranormal experience if someone else is there to back up our beliefs. So while we might be able to convince ourselves that we were somehow mistaken about what we heard or saw, we tend to put more stock into someone else's eyewitness account if it also backs up our suspicions. So it's the same idea as like Ouija, right? Like if you play Ouija, it's not going to move unless somebody else unintentionally, there's something there, I forget what it's called, but it's some unintentional muscle movement that we don't even know that we're moving the Ouija board, but we are. Kind of thing. Right. People don't do it I don't know. I always do it to fuck around with people.
Of course.
Right? Are you the guy who...
That's what everyone... But no. That's everyone. Because if everyone was truthful, that shit would go nowhere.
Have you ever played Ouija for real, dude? You just sit there and nothing happens.
Exactly.
If you have two people who really believe it and nothing happens. What I want to see is two people who want to fuck it up and them fighting over the Ouija. So it's just jolting back and forth between the two of them. Like they're clearly pissed off, trying to move it, dude. That's what I want to see. Drafts. So as days get hotter, this is number 5, drafts. As the days get hotter and air conditioning becomes more and more expensive, people rely on opening windows. So obviously opening windows can, cause things to move, pictures to move, curtains to flutter. Number 6, the last one, is we enjoy being afraid.
Exactly. Yes.
That our brains release dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure when we are afraid. Exactly how much dopamine and how many receptors we have for receiving it can influence whether you are a person that enjoys being frightened or someone who would rather avoid scary movies or rides. So for some, letting their imaginations run wild with the possibilities of cohabiting with ghosts, although scary, may also produce a bonus euphoric high. Of course, believing in ghosts also allows us to believe in an existence after death, which ultimately can be comforting. That's a good point right there.
That is a really good point.
If ghosts exist, then we have to know something after life exists, which obviously we all want to believe, right?
Yeah.
So, cool. I like a lot of those reasons. I think a lot of those pretty much sums it up. But we have to go. You know where we have to go right now to finish this off.
I think I do.
Right?
To DH's story.
What's DH? No, I don't know if I have that one. I'm talking about Iggy Pop, dude.
Oh, duh.
We gotta go to Iggy Pop.
Do you not remember DH's story? I guess this was kind of we touched on it in the Aliens episode. Just that creature thing.
Yeah, I think that's more, would be more of a...
Who's to say?
What do they call those?
Who's to say?
A cryptid. More of a cryptid. We're going to have to do a cryptid episode. I despise the existence of Bigfoot. I absolutely do not think Bigfoot exists.
Okay.
I think he is such a full of shit motherfucker, dude, that, but we'll probably have a cryptid episode, but, I think we should save DH's story. We'll leave people hanging.
No, we've already told it.
Did we tell it?
Yeah.
On another episode?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We got the goat man, dude. He was running around and just causing havoc in our town. And that's pretty much...
It could have been a ghost.
And it was all brought on by our stupid friend F's mom bringing up, dude, conjuring him to go have sexual escapades for months at a time with him.
Excuse me?
Our friend F. Do you remember FC?
As in what? I can't.
A person.
F? Like F as in fart?
Yeah. F as in fart, last letter C. He went by, I think I can say this and not give anything away, Richie. He went by Richie.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the reason that this happened, because his mom was a fucking Wiccan, and she, like, literally told us stories about, like, and this was before the sighting, and we thought she was crazy. That's what makes this story so great, is before the sighting by DH of the goat man crossing the road.
Yeah.
Richie's mom told us stories about conjuring, like, and Richie would tell us as well that his mom would, like, do these pagan ceremonies to conjure Pan, which Pan was the goat man, and she would literally go off, like, for, like, a week at a time into the woods with this goat man. I mean, he never saw it, but her mom, like, claims, like, dude, she would just disappear for a week at a time and fucking hang out in the woods with the damn goat man.
Oh my God. I didn't know those parts of this. Is fucking ridiculous. I did not know. Dude, I did not know that.
Richie told us that, like, a week before.
I did not know that Richie was tied to this at all.
Yes, dude, yes! His mom banging the goat man, I think.
Oh,
I mean, she never said she was banging
my
but dude,
God.
And, like, we thought Richie was insane, dude, because he was serious when he told us this. He's like, yeah, dude, my mom conjures, she's a witch, you know, well, he said, like, you know, Wiccan, she conjures this fucking goat man, dude, and, like, we're like, yeah, dude, whatever, you're fucking, because, I mean, he always said crazy shit, but then a week later, dude, like, literally probably 10 miles from Richie's house, this goat man is sighted crossing the road.
Fuck. That's
yes.
crazy.
Yes. That's why the whole situation was so much crazier, dude. And DH had no idea about the story, like that. Richie told us the story. I think it was just me and DB that was there when Richie told us the story. Yeah.
Oh my God. I never knew those parts.
Yes, dude, yes. And his mom had all kind of weird shit in his house, dude. Like, all kind of, like, Blair Witch looking shit.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, either way, if she's disappearing in the woods for a week, that's fucking weird, dude. And
that's
the whole
weird.
thing
Yeah,
was weird.
yeah, that's weird in and
the
of
whole
itself.
thing was, like, the whole thing was just fucking too coincidental to be, like... Especially because, like I said, DH had no idea about, like, this whole goat man ritual. Like, this ritual to bring, like, to conjure Pam.
Right.
And then a week later, he spots, dude, a goat man. When we told Richie about this, dude, he was just like, yeah. Like, that seems about right. Like, he was just, like, unexpressionless, dude. Like, didn't care, like, was just like, yeah.
Has he ever said that he had seen the goat man?
He did not. He did not. I know he did not like talking about the goat. Like, he was not keen. Like, I think he was kind of embarrassed by the things his mom did. I mean, I'm speaking for him right now. I'm probably putting words and stuff, but he didn't seem very, like he didn't want him to talk much about it. Like, it was more me and DB kind of egging him on. Like, dude, what is all this shit? Like, where's your mom at, dude, all this shit? And he's like, well, she's just gone in the fucking woods.
Dude, that's crazy.
Right?
Holy
that adds
shit.
Another layer to that.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
That for how many years?
Dude, that was, 15 years ago, maybe?
Oh, my... Oh, it was about 14, 15 years. Dude, we're old.
Not only are we old, but, dude, it's probably time again. It's every 15 years she summoned him.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Said weeks at a time, so it must have been all the time, not 15 years.
Dude, it only happens every so often, man. You better watch out. He's coming.
Okay.
And he knows
You're ruining a good thing by trying to add on to it now.
Dude, that's what you gotta do to a good story, man. The goat man cometh, dude. What is gonna happen is I'm gonna geek myself out, and tonight I'm gonna hear like outside my window, like that noise, dude. Like I'm gonna hear that and like clopping around, dude, and I'm gonna lose my mind. I will be calling you crying, dude. Like it's here, dude. No, don't even do it. Now it just makes me like I'm uncomfortable now. I just like did one of the ways to like, no, dude. I'm having trauma from it, just thinking about it. All right, can we talk about these bullshit reasons real quick? How ways you can get the ghost? It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit, dude. But I love it. All right, so here's how. Because we promised we would tell you how to catch a ghost, and this is from the most reputable website on the interweb.
That's fair.
HiggyPop.com.
HiggyPop.com. Yep.
Yes. All right. So let's look at this first one. You can catch a ghost using a candle in a jar.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying.
Yep.
All right.
Makes sense.
So what you're going to do, you're going to remove the lid from the jar, place the candle inside it, and light it. Place the jar in the center of the room where the hauntings frequently occur. Seeing as how they're made out of energy, they're going to be attracted to this flame. Give them enough time to enter the jar.
Sure.
You're going to put the fucking lid on that son of a bitch.
Oh.
Catch it in there. And then before the candle dies, without blowing it out, tightly replace the lid. The ghost will remain trapped in the jar indefinitely. Dude, Ghostbusters did so much more work than they had to.
Yeah, I feel like they could have.
Fucking electrical beams.
I was gonna say they could have really could have cut their overhead costs if they just invested in some mason jars and fucking.
They didn't have to put them in that big container that eventually ended up erupting. All they could have just had a fucking storage unit.
That's
full of
it.
Mason jars.
Right, man.
So the next one's catching a ghost using a box burial. So what you're gonna do?
Okay. Following.
Is you're gonna need some hollowed earth, and usually you can get this from a churchyard or a cemetery.
The fuck does that mean?
You're gonna need dude, I honestly don't know, but you can. I also don't know who anymore uses a biscuit or tobacco tin. But apparently, if you can find hollowed earth, you can probably find a fucking tobacco tin.
This one sounds
so you're
difficult
gonna fill your
to
box. See, this one's a little harder. You're gonna fill the bottom of the box.
I just stick with the fucking candle in the jar.
Well, dude, this one we're going hard. I don't know. Maybe this one's to catch like demons or something. So at least 1 centimeter deep, you're gonna place the box in the center of the room.
That's it. 1 centimeter.
1 centimeter.
So just push the box down firmly.
In the dirt.
And there's your 1 centimeter.
You talk holy water, you got holy dirt at this point. So fuck it.
Wait, do you have to go? You have to go to like a cemetery to do this?
It has to be consecrated soil. So either a cemetery or a churchyard. Like you go to a church, sneak in, steal their soil, bounce.
Why are you stealing ghosts from, like, if you don't have a ghost problem, why create one?
Well, no, you've already got a ghost problem at this point.
Not if you're going to search for them.
No, you're not going to search for the ghost. You're going to get the fucking dirt. You're stealing the dirt from the graveyard so you can catch the fucking ghost. The ghost is already there, dude. You're getting the soil, and you're going to suck that son of a bitch right into the soil. So you're going to leave it there, dude. You got your dirt. You're going to leave it there for a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Until you've noticed a drop in the spiritual disturbance. You're going to put the lid back on the box, sprinkle some salt on top of it to keep that son of a bitch in there, and you're good to go. Bury it back in the hollowed ground. So you got to go back to you got to steal the dirt from the church, but eventually you're putting it back. So it's okay. You're just also putting a ghost in it.
I hate that one. Up, down,
well, the next
all
one
around.
you'll probably... the next one is going to be a lot more, this is more in the style of Ghostbusters. So you're going to catch them using electromagnetic containment.
Yeah.
So ghost hunters often use something called an EMF field, and this is electromagnetic field meter to detect the presence of ghosts. But you can also use electromagnetic energy to trap and contain a ghost. This guy his name's Robert Bass. He's a ghost hunter. He has something called a parabot, which is an EMF containment chamber on wheels. It's basically a large plexiglass box filled with magnetic locks, lasers, and what appears to be a Tesla coil. So basically, this dude took a bunch of shit
and put it all,
stuck it on a box,
and put some like LED lights on it.
Right. Oh yeah, dude. He's got some LED. It's probably playing some EDM, dude. Like,
I see this guy.
This is a ghost rave. This is a fucking ghost rave. I would fall for this. I would fall for this if I was a ghost. I would fall for this.
This guy went from being an idiot to the smartest guy ever.
I see fucking, I'm like, dude, I can get some MDMA. I see some flashing strobe lights, dude.
Right.
I hear some club music playing, dude. I'm getting ready to get my dick wet with some ghost pussy. I'm getting ready to get my ghost dick wet, dude. And I get in there, next thing I know, I'm trapped in a fucking box.
Yeah. I feel like, though, there is other ghosts and some dance music and MDMA there for you anyways.
I mean, unless you're the first ghost, then you just got to make that party, dude. You got to make that fucking party. You got to make it appealing for other ghosts.
Exactly.
To get trapped in there.
Exactly.
You know, you got to make lemonade out of lemons.
Yep.
You're already trapped. You might as well just fucking get it going, get some other ghosts in there.
Right.
So the next ones, we won't go through in great detail because we're getting there on time, but there's a ghost trap. It basically looks like some yarn wrapped around some sticks. And
I bet it works really well.
And it's also known as a Rowan cross or a Ojo de Dios, God's eye.
Ah, fuck it all.
And you'll catch them in there, or you can catch them in a spirit bottle, aka a witch bottle, which I've actually heard about. But basically, you're going to slap some poppy seeds or mustard seeds in there because apparently ghosts are into that kind of thing. Also, there's going to be a string or thorns to entangle the spirit because, of course, that's what's going to stop a ghost is string.
Yep.
Dude, what kind of ghost are you if you are lured in by poppy seeds and get stuck in string?
I mean, that makes total sense to me.
What kind of fucking ghost are... Dude, if I have two options, right? I see a dude with a bottle that has some fucking mustard seeds and string in it, or I see this dude that has fucking LED lights, fucking music playing... all that, dude, I'm going to the guy that has the LED lights and the fucking music. Who the fuck is going to the mustard seed and string?
There's probably some weird ghosts, you know? Well, that's why the word ghoul is there. The fucking ghouls would go,
why are you
mustard
dude,
seed.
you put toenails, you put toenails and hair in there, too.
Ew.
Yeah, dude.
I think
if I found a bottle buried in my fucking yard that had toenail clippings, thorns and string and mustard and poppy seeds in it, I would immediately be calling the police because there's probably a body buried on my yard because there was obviously a fucking serial killer that lived here before I did.
What would you do if you found a bottle buried in your yard with a candle in it?
I would know there was ghost in there. I'd just leave it alone. And I ain't opening this shit. There's fucking ghosts in there.
There's ghosts in there. That's clearly the only sane way to catch ghosts.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like, you get a fucking jar full of fucking toenail clippings, mustard.
Yeah, they came to me with two options. They said either do this shit with this candle, or get some string, get some nail clippings, get some poppy seeds, some mustard, and I looked at the guy and I said, well, does that one work better than just the candle? Like, no, just another option.
No. Yeah, dude, if you wanted to go that route, you can.
I'm gonna stick with the fucking candle.
That's like the indie version of fucking, like, catching ghosts. Like, you got just normal people just catching them with fucking jars and candles. But then there's, like, the artsy fucking hipsters.
No, man, you gotta use your toenails.
Dude, you gotta get the poppy seeds, dude, and the fucking thorns and the Spanish moss, and you put it in there, dude. You get a ghosty right up in there, dude, and it'll be a fucking hip ghost, dude. This is the rage right now. This is all the rage.
Why does that sound like a hip Trump that you're doing?
Maybe it is a hip Trump, dude. I mean,
it's all the rage right now. It's the best rage.
It is the best. This is the best way of catching a ghost. This is excellent. This is the perfect way to catch a ghost. You need to have the mustard seeds, and we have the best mustard seeds in the world.
We're catching the best ghosts.
We got the best ghosts. Our mustard seeds catch all the ghosts.
And
other countries can't even get any ghosts right now.
And I want people hugging and kissing by Easter.
This will catch us so many ghosts by you. Dude, somebody needs to tell Trump this is how we stop COVID.
Oh my
putting these fucking
God.
Mustard seeds. It's better than injecting disinfectant.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Believe it, brother. It happened.
How are people that fucking dumb?
Those are the spirits that are going into the fucking mustard seed jar. Their spirits are going to get caught by the fucking mustard seed.
Yeah.
And string. They're going to get tangled up in string and die. What happens to a ghost once it's caught? Let's just real quick talk about that, and we're going to end this
That's
shit.
what I mean.
What is...
That's what I mean. Like, why do it? Like, unless it's causing you real fucking trouble. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Do you want to catch it? Do we really want to catch ghosts? Should we not just let them be free and roam and do their thing?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to be caught one day. I'd rather just roam and be free and fuck with people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But
all right,
also,
all
like,
this said and done, man.
Does a ghost? Can a ghost harm someone? Like, physically harm someone? Or is it just all scary? Like, whoa. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
there's definitely been many cases of people being, like, struck, had, like, unexplained bruises, scratches, a lot of scratches, dude. A lot of people are getting fucking scratched by ghosts. That's happening quite a bit.
Yeah, they're doing that to themselves then.
Yeah, I mean, if you're fucking scratching people, dude, stop with scratching.
Well, no, I'm saying people are scratching themselves and saying, "Oh, it was a ghost." Like, no, you fucking, you're a piece of trash.
I don't know. There's some videos you need to look at of, like, you can literally see scratches forming on people, and that's kind of weird.
That's fake.
Dude, you can't just jump to the dude. These are fucking real videos of people, like, just having fucking, like, scratch marks show up on them.
Really? On video? On video. They just so happen to catch on video.
Yes, they feel it burning. They look on their back. There's nothing there, dude, and these scratches form on their back.
And they're like, oh, let me grab my camera.
Well, no, they're, like, investigating a haunted place. And then, like, they feel it burning. They lift up their shirt. There's nothing there, and then these scratches appear.
Nah.
I don't know, man. Naysay if you will. I think I'm going to naysay, too. My verdict is, I would say 99% of experiences, and I'm going to use air quotes because I know you don't like that people have are totally explainable, and that our imaginations get away from us sometimes.
Yep.
I think there is that 1% that we need to look into a little more and maybe take a little more seriously. Just like UFOs, right? 99% of them can be explained. There's that 1% that can't. And that doesn't mean that, like, we should, like, discount those experiences.
I don't know.
That's where I'm at.
I think no. I would not put ghosts and aliens on the same level.
I don't put them on quite the same level. I'm just saying I think it would be foolish to completely discount the idea of them. Like those, I wouldn't say they're ghosts, like spirits, but that something is happening that we can't explain. I would say that there's at least, like I said, that 1% that is truly unexplainable. That we like experiences of just
I would say
strange phenomena.
far less than 1% is what I would say. And I would
but if
say,
there's any,
and I would say UFO things. There's more. I actually, for UFOs, I think like oftentimes like we have it pretty nailed down where it's like, no, that was probably an alien. It was probably a fucking alien you saw.
You need to look at the unified paranormal theory. We won't get into. I won't get into it, but dude, it's something that we need. Dude, you need to look. Dude, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. It goes back to what I was talking about like quantum phenomena that we don't like understand yet, or different like dimensional phenomena that we don't understand yet. It's pretty interesting.
Bring it on.
But anyway,
bring it on.
Yeah, maybe it'll come up later, dude. But I think we did ghost justice. I hope.
I don't know if we did or did not. Let us know if we did or did not, or if you're some loser who hunts ghosts. Give us your best ghost story.
Yeah, we want to hear. I know Jake's an asshole, but I truly love to hear ghost stories, dude. And I say send them in. I think they're great. I think they're super interesting. I say, like I said, there might be something to some of them, because I guarantee you there's people out there listening that's like, I have had an experience that I can't explain. Real quick, have you ever had any experience that you're like, this might be a ghost, ever in your life?
Me?
Yes.
Probably.
And you still like straight poo-poo them? And you've had a personal experience where you're like, dude, I don't know what that is not explainable by science.
Yes, because like I don't discount the fact that I've done a fuck ton of drugs. And any time that I think any time that I might have experienced something was also like dead spot on the time that like I could have either been coming down from something or like I did a bunch of something and this is 2 days without that something. You know what I mean? Like there's.
But okay, here's what I got to say about that, because this is something I've actually thought about quite a bit. I've talked to my dad about this. I truly believe that, like, specifically, like, psychedelics and some drugs can make people more sensitive. Again, not to like spirits, but like to that different dimensional. Like, it can kind of pull that veil on like different dimensional stuff.
Sure.
So I want to see a fucking documentary where people just take shit tons of psychedelics and go to haunted places and see what they experience.
Oh my God,
not knowing that they're haunted places. Not knowing that they're haunted places.
How do you sell it as a place that's not haunted?
Okay, so you're just taking somebody like to an energetic place, right? And then we'll take people to normal places. And I want to see the difference between the two. Like, I want to take somebody to a house that's not haunted.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is both places you'd have to walk them into with the fucking lights off, right? So that person on drugs is already going to be like, this is fucked, dude.
Well, yeah, we're going to volunteer, but we're not just snagging fucking hippies off the street and throwing them into haunted places. They're going to know kind of what they're in for. We're just going to tell them we're going to give them free drugs and we're going to take them to a couple
I don't think you have good ideas. I think you keep putting people in harm's way.
I think that we have great ideas. I think you
keep putting people in harm's way.
They're just not. We're not harming. We're just giving them psychedelics, dude. This is like the CIA didn't harm anybody with giving people acid that they didn't know.
No, not at all.
These people are going to know they're on drugs. They're just not going to know there's fucking spooks around them. That's all. They're gonna know they're taking drugs. They just don't know there's fucking phantoms waiting for them.
No, I think you got some bad ideas, dude.
Well, listen, you guys let us know if you would watch that documentary, because I would. Hit us up at sywsolpod@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter. Well, you can find Jake on Twitter, because I'm currently locked out of our Twitter, which is kind of a long story, but at SYWSOL at Twitter. So go check us out there. Follow us.
Hit us up there, because I haven't. Well, also I'm super busy this past week, and that on top of having a newborn, so those two things have kept me locked out from everything. I've been super short with even you, Mike, lately. Just like I've been on the verge of death.
Yeah, you've been a busy man. You've been a busy man, dude.
But now that I'm over the hill with that, I will be, checking that Twitter more. I'm glad that you posted something just to keep it alive, because
yeah, that was the last post before they kicked me out. Actually.
Well, that's the weird thing, is now it shows that we are following 0 people.
That'll come back. Because that happened to my Twitter as well.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it'll come back.
And it makes you accept something. It's like, well, this account seems weird to us. Do you still accept to look at it?
That's been okay. But that happened to me on my personal one as well, and from what I understand, that's been happening to a lot of people. So I think it's just something fucking Jack Dorsey. Is that his name?
Sounds like it's just you. Yeah, it says, caution, Dorsey. This account is temporarily restricted. You're seeing this.
Yeah, but that's been.
You're seeing this warning because there has been some unusual activity from this account. Do you still want to view it? Yeah, motherfucker.
That's what comes up with when we look up our fucking.
Yeah. Look, I'll refresh it again here, and it'll tell me it again. Yeah. You are seeing this warning because there has been some unusual activity from this account. Do you still want to view it? What kind of unusual activity?
We've got blocked we got the Twitter police on us.
I think that we've been shadow banned.
Dude, I think it's the fucking CIA, because we talked about aliens. That's what I think.
You're probably not wrong.
Well, we're going to get the Twitter thing figured out. Go check us out there anyways. And if it tells you that we're assholes, then just view it anyways, because we are. That's true. And we probably are Russian bots, actually. That's probably also true. So just know that we are Russian bots. And
just accept it.
We want you to vote. We want you to vote for Trump. Another 4 years. Do it.
Another 4 years of Trump.
Do it.
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 All right, everyone. Go vote for Trump. Vote for Russia. Vote for Putin. And check us out. We will see you guys next week with another fucking mediocre episode. So, I am Mike.
And I am Jake.
Later, bitches.
Peace.